Okay, so you guys wanted to hear all about Andrew Tate, huh? Well, let me tell you, he's a really hot topic right now, and for good reason. We've got a whole pile of stuff to go through here. Articles, podcasts, news reports, you name it.
Yeah, and they don't all agree either. I mean, he's got people who absolutely love him, think he's the best thing since sliced bread.
And others who say he's like, well, pretty much the worst.
Exactly. Like, he's this huge lightning rod for all these conversations about masculinity and, free speech and everything.
Yeah, so we're going to dive deep into all that today. And we
Okay.
really want to lay it all out there, both sides of the story. So
Mm.
for those of you who maybe haven't been following this whole thing quite as closely,
Who's Andrew Tate exactly?
right, like who is this guy? Well, he's a former kickboxer.
Yeah, he was pretty good too. Won some championships.
Yeah, but then he kind of blew up online, became this internet personality,
Mm-hmm.
known for saying exactly what's on his mind.
Yeah.
No filter.
Yeah, and that's part of what makes him so controversial. I mean, people either love that about him or they absolutely hate it.
Right. So let's start with the people who love him, the ones who think he's onto something. Why is he so popular with a certain group of guys?
So there's some research from Social Sciences Birmingham that's actually pretty interesting. They found that a lot of men who are drawn to Tate are feeling kind of lost.
Lost how?
Well, like they're seeing all these changes in society about gender roles.
Like men and women's roles are kind of changing and shifting.
Right, exactly. And some guys are feeling like they don't know where they fit in anymore, what it means to be a man in today's world.
So they're looking to Tate for answers.
It seems like, I mean, he kind of presents himself as this ultimate alpha male.
Right.
Confident, assertive, successful, all the things that some guys feel like they're not.
Or that they're not supposed to be anymore.
Yeah, maybe. Like, it's not okay to be like that anymore. So they see Tate and they're like, there's a guy who's got it figured out. He's not afraid to be strong and powerful.
Yeah, and he talks a lot about discipline and self-improvement too, right?
Oh, yeah. Huge emphasis on that. Taking control of your life, making money, being your best self.
Which, honestly, that part doesn't sound so bad.
Right.
Right.
No, not at all. I think a lot of people can get behind that message.
It's just that it comes packaged with all this other stuff that some people find really troubling.
Right. Like the way he talks about women.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, NBC News has reported on a bunch of statements he's made that have gotten people really fired up. Like he actually said that women are property.
Which, I mean, come on. That's just so outdated and offensive.
Yeah, and a lot of people are worried about the impact that kind of talk has, especially on young guys who are still figuring things out.
Right. Like, are they going to hear that and think that's how they're supposed to treat women?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a university in Zagreb that did this whole analysis of his rhetoric.
What's rhetoric?
Oh, it's basically just like the way he uses language to persuade people.
No, okay.
Anyway, they found that he often uses language that makes men seem superior to women, and that kind of reinforces these really harmful ideas about male dominance.
Which is something we definitely don't need more of.
Nope, not at all. And then there's the whole legal situation he's got going on, which adds another layer to all of this.
What's he in trouble for?
So NBC News has been reporting on these allegations against him, including human trafficking, which is a really serious charge.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, regardless of whether he's actually guilty or not, just the fact that those accusations are out there raises some questions.
Totally. Like, does this undermine his whole message? Or do his fans just see it as part of some kind of conspiracy against him?
That's a good question. It's like some people believe him no matter what.
Yeah, and then there's the whole social media ban thing. The Guardian did a bunch of reporting on that.
Wait, he got banned from social media?
Oh, yeah. From several platforms like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok for violating their policies on hate speech and harmful content.
So is that censorship?
Well, that's what his supporters say. They're like, this is just big tech trying to silence him because they don't like his views.
Well, I mean, his critics would say that those platforms have a responsibility to protect their users from being exposed to dangerous content.
Right. So it's this whole debate about where do you draw the line between free speech and actually causing harm.
And honestly, there's no easy answer to that.
Nope. So where does this leave us? Andrew Tate's a complicated guy. There's no doubt about it.
And this whole situation raises a lot of questions about masculinity and free speech and the power of the internet.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier about those guys who are feeling lost, trying to figure out their place in the world.
Right. The ones who are drawn to Tate's message.
Maybe that's the thing we need to be focusing on. Like, why are those guys feeling so lost in the first place?
Yeah, if Tate is just a symptom of a bigger problem, what is that problem and how do we fix it?
Exactly. So for everyone listening, Keep thinking about this. Keep exploring the sources we've talked about. And let's keep having these conversations because this is important stuff.
It really is. It's about more than just one guy. It's about understanding the world we live in and how we can make it a better place for everyone.
Exactly. All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. But keep those questions coming, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See ya.